Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a flying mullet. Back in Action Comics. All right, kids. Welcome back to another episode, the final episode of this month of Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the number one Superman fan. It is
Mr. Tyler Patrick. Hey, guys.
And the number one Skyhook fan.
Just in the house, swooping back into Gotham on leathery wings.
I was about to say the biggest Skyhook fan, maybe the only Skyhook fan.
Oh,
I think that might be the case too, but I'm okay with it.
And that's nothing against Justin. That's just
No, it's just
poor character.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude hasn't made a ton of appearances. Can't remember the last time we got a Skyhook appearance.
Feels like I'm bringing him back, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, hey, this is his second appearance already.
Like what, a year after his first one, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of stuff to do. Gangbuster stuff and space stuff. But yeah, these are good. These are, well, a lot of these issues are just, yeah, we got Superman dealing with stuff that's happened
while he was gone. Yeah.
See, you can't just take this unannounced vacation. All right. I'm ready. All right.
Which one are we doing first?
Superman 34.
All right. Trying to pull these up here.
Speaking of Skyhook, the Skyhook.
Skyhooked.
All right. All right. So, Superman Volume 2, number 34 from August 1989, by hook or by crook. Writer Jerry Ordway, penciler Kerry Gamble, inker Dennis Jank, colors Glenn Whitmore, letterer John Costanza, and editors Mike Carlin and Jonathan Peterson.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, this synopsis doesn't even go into like the flashback. We get to like Skyhook like 100 years previous.
Oh, in the beginning, they don't talk about that. Oh,
no.
Wow.
Yeah, where he's getting chased by the people because it's.
Yeah.
He's basically curating this kid gang.
Yeah.
And then basically almost like performing satanic rituals in his church.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then in true Freddy Krueger fashion, they burn him alive.
Yeah. And it doesn't go quite according to plan.
No. But then after that, then we see Clark Kent finds Matrix masquerading as him in his apartment after the silent explosion caused by the Eradicator. Maggie and James Sawyer visit their daughter Jamie at the project, who is being studied along with other kids previously kidnapped by Skyhook. Meanwhile, Skyhook has been abducting children again. The winged creature calls his darlings telepathically to rejoin him, and they run away from the project. Superman, Maggie, and James follow the daughter, Jamie, to St. Christopher's Church. There, Superman fights Skyhook, but blinded by his smoke, the creature mistakes Superman for a statue holding a spear and is stabbed. Thanks to Skyhook's apparent death, the children are reverted to normal and reunited with their parents. All right, so thoughts, Justin? This is one of your favorites.
I love this story. I was waiting eagerly for the return of Skyhook back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was really happy that in this story, we kind of got his origin in the beginning, where he's being chased by those people in the turn of the century London. And I thought that whole flashback was so delightfully creepy
Mhm.
because, you don't know what he's doing with these kids. I mean, it's kind of insinuated that there wasn't really anything nasty going on, but there could have been. We don't really know that. There was a lot of questions that were left unanswered there. Were they just stealing for him, or was it he talked about how he loved them and all this stuff?
He was like an
There's some
evil Fagin,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
it's like a twisted, Oliver
Mm.
Twist.
I mean,
Mhm.
even just the this the satanic stuff, and that's bad enough.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
I
forgot
love you guys. Now let's worship the devil together.
Yeah,
the devil.
exactly.
Yeah, I forgot the cover. There's a cover.
And then later on, I think it's Skyhook's next appearance, we'll find out who that sinister disembodied voice actually belongs to.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I just love this, and I love the fact that we got some more time with Maggie Sawyer,
hmm
and I mean, I guess it's implied that her kid has been in this laboratory for this whole time being analyzed and stuff, so
No, I don't think that's. I
it's
think the ex-husband was like, she came down with her skin started getting weird, so he was taking it. I think he said he took her to like dermatologists and stuff, and no one could
Mm,
like find the answer. So
mhm.
yeah, because they hadn't even told him, the ex-husband, about what happened with Skyhook originally. Because Maggie had to fill him in. She's like, "Oh yeah,"
Right. Yeah. By the way, we were saved from falling to our deaths by Superman, no big deal.
as she, and I quote, emptied the clip in the Skyhook as
Yeah,
I'm falling.
in midair. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it was great, and we had some great action at the end between Skyhook and Superman, where we got to see another example of Superman's vulnerability to magic
Mhm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
supernatural. Um, and I thought that the kind of the death, quote unquote, of Skyhook at the end was pretty fitting,
Mhm.
where he just kind of lunged at this shape in the shadows that he thought was Superman, but oops, nope.
I mean, that is funny because yeah, Superman is vulnerable to this magical smoke or whatever. But it's like, yeah, Skyhook can't see through it either. So that's
Right.
Superman kind of using his own Skyhook's
Yeah,
own trick against him.
yeah. But meanwhile, Superman can see through it with his X-ray vision. So
But
yeah,
the whole like Bat Kid thing is just creepy.
it
Mhm.
is creepy. Yeah.
And then, like in as Superman's flying over the city, when he abducts that one kid, almost like almost like the clown from It.
Yeah, with the
Hey, down
red
here.
balloon. With the
Yeah.
red balloon and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a
We
callback or
we
something.
all float down here.
It is there. It's on the boardwalks. They are like on the
Yeah.
water.
So creepy. And this was before that original miniseries came out. This was after the book, though.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
maybe Jerry Ordway had read it a few times. Uh, I also liked the scene where they were in the laboratory and there was that one boy Oliver, and then it switched to his family who had been
Mm.
searching for him for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of randomly saw his picture on the side of this milk carton, which I don't know if they do that anymore, but
What's a
that
milk
was
carton?
yeah, exactly. But I remember that actually back in the day that was a thing, that if there was a missing child, they would put their picture on a milk carton. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the family starts freaking out. It's like, is that what we're reduced to after 2 years of searching for our son, is a picture on a milk carton? Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting moment that I wasn't expecting to see in the Superman issue.
And I have to bring up, as much trouble as Matrix is, I mean, helping keep the secret identity. I mean, come
I
on.
know. Yeah.
Which I think that
Yeah.
this image comes up again. So like I think there is like
Yeah.
a funeral for a friend. Yeah, Jimmy's going through his
Yeah.
pictures, and yeah, you see that picture in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great secret identity protection, but I'm like, shouldn't someone be like, hey, don't those two look somewhat alike?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Like what it should have been was Matrix should have pretended to be Superman and like
Mm.
made herself bigger or itself bigger.
Mm.
Well, it
Mhm.
You know,
almost looks
a little bit taller, a little bit more broad. You know,
I don't know if
Yeah.
Matrix is slouching, but I mean, it does look like Superman's taller than Matrix here. And
it's,
Yeah, they look a little bit different, slightly.
I
Yeah,
mean, maybe she made herself look smaller than him. I don't know.
it could be the perspective of the picture too. I
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah, it's definitely a photo op if there ever was one.
hmm
Yeah.
But Matrix and Total Denial. It's like I'm not. Matrix is proto matter. I am Clark Kent. But yes, kids. This is just
I
the
just feel
beginning of the troubles with the Eradicator.
I just
Oh
wanna
yes.
pitch a series here.
Hmm.
Where we just gig through these. And we do all these obscure Superman villains like Skyhook,
Skyhook and
Amazing Grace.
another one of my favorites, Siphon and Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be back more than once. One more time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, next year we'll be talking about them again.
hmm
Yeah. Silver Banshee.
Oh
another
yeah.
great obscure villain.
Oh, we're gonna get. Oh God, who is that? Mr. Z. We're gonna get to.
Oh, Mr. Z. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You say obscure villains, Tyler. I mean, the '90s was Superman books were riddled with them.
Oh, I know.
The Toy Man.
Oh yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Oh God, he gets dark in the '90s.
Yeah, definitely. I think we see Kilgrave again next year too.
Yeah,
Dr. Kilgrave.
Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite.
Yes.
That sounds
Yep.
good.
I can't remember if it's before that, but yeah, I know he's in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mammoth. Is it Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite?
That's a great story. I'm looking forward to that one.
All right. So, any other thoughts on this 34?
No, just this is one of my favorites from this, I think, this year of the title, Superman. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Not just because of Skyhook, but I thought it was a really enjoyable story. And it was creepy. It was just really creepy, which you don't really get from a Superman comic very much. But it retained that haunting, creepy atmosphere from the first Skyhook appearance.
And plus, it's nice. It's like as great as Exile was. It's like Superman's back. He's back to basics, pretty much protecting Metropolis from a threat. Yeah,
saving innocent kids from winged demons. All in a day's work for the Man of Steel.
Exactly. That's what I would do.
That's right.
All right, we ready for adventures?
I must say, it is like, the last thing is like, it almost feels like a villain that would be at this time in a Batman comic. Sort of like
Definitely.
Twisted take on like a Man-Bat type thing.
Yeah. I think I mentioned that his first appearance.
Yeah.
It seemed kind of like a Batman villain with this
Even
gang
with
of kids. Yeah.
Even with like his origin, just feels like something you would see. Is they're like, yeah, we'll just make Superman fight him.
Oh yeah. If anyone ever read Dark Knight, Dark City, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's kind of I could see Skyhook fitting in right there. Yeah,
definitely. But it's so cool that they took advantage of Superman's vulnerability to magic through Skyhook. That's always fun.
All right. Any other thoughts besides
Batman? My favorite character.
It is Batman Day week, so
Oh yeah,
I love Batman. Batman.
Boy, for someone who claims he doesn't like him, he says Batman a lot.
For real.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
We know you are, right? All right, ready for adventures?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'll remember what the cover up this time. All right. So, Adventures of Superman 457 from August 1989 again. Echoes. Writers Roger Stern and George Perez.
Nice.
Penciler Dan Jurgens. inker Ty Templeton. Colors Glenn Whitmore, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin and Jonathan Peterson.
I like the art for this one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's a little softer, the art and the coloring. So
I liked Ty Templeton's inks with Dan Jurgens' pencils. It was a different.
It looks a little different, but yeah, it's still, yeah,
it's cool.
Matrix has established a bizarre mental link with Superman, which results in his accidentally terrorizing Smallville. Meanwhile, Intergang, now lacking the leadership of Morgan Edge, crashes a party filled with Daily Planet staff, and Superman has to save his colleagues. And that's synopsis.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Short but sweet synopsis, Phil.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, none of these are that long. All right, so thoughts. And I like we get the continuity too, because we kind of see Maggie Sawyer on the first page, kind of talking to Superman, like, "Oh yeah, thanks for
saving my that was cool
last issue." Yeah.
Yeah, I like how we got some more Intergang stuff.
I like how Lois
addressed that. Yeah,
Lois is a redhead.
Yes. Yeah, and I prefer this hairstyle over that short, weird cut that John Byrne gave her.
Yep.
In the beginning. Yeah, I like this haircut. And she's still got her arm in a cast from the whole mess with Turmoil.
Yeah.
So there's some more continuity.
But we see, I mean, Clark's having flashes of when Matrix grabbed the Eradicator, and Matrix is all having this kind of the whole issue mirrors each other, because we see Matrix.
I love that.
Yeah,
when Matrix was having that freak out in the hardware store and beating up the cops and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that the first time I read this.
Because at first, Lana calls Clark and is like, "Yeah, can you come?" He's like, "Yeah, I got the thing tonight," but then
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I love. How about I think we were questioning it before, Justin. But I like last issue and that Superman 34 when Jimmy's like, "I just cleaned up this apartment from the last time it got trashed." Trashed again.
Yeah, we were wondering who did it. I guess it was Jimmy.
That's what Jimmy does.
Yeah.
Unless he did it again this time, because after the Matrix explosion, it's all right again.
It's like that's it. You're on your own.
All the stuff going on with Matrix just interesting.
Yeah, it is cool, isn't it? Yeah, I like the way it was portrayed in this issue.
And then Clark basically, comes like, "Oh yeah, maybe I should have locked up the Eradicator." Well, see,
you think? Ancient Kryptonian artifact that has unknown properties and abilities. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
The Eradicator is just something they use in Superman comics when they want to sound cool if they're tying into something, but then they just make it do whatever they want it to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's that? The Eradicator.
Yes. Yeah, it's a magic genie in a bottle thing.
If only he had a fortress. Stay tuned, kids.
Oh.
What are you talking about, Phil?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I profess I am not the biggest connoisseur of women's fashions, but does it not look like Lois Lane is ready to go to the prom in that dress?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to pull up a panel. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prom Lois. Yep.
Just that pink dress. Yeah.
It's not there's a thin line between a nice out and a prom dress.
I mean, unless it's just like, it's the easiest thing to get into with her arm in a sling and stuff.
It probably looks like Jamie Lee Curtis's dress from the movie Prom Night.
Maybe it was. They were harkening back.
Maybe, yeah.
And I mean, we never mention it except for like the banner and stuff, but I guess this is the Wonder Woman of the Year, sponsored by the Wonder Woman Foundation. I thought it was just like a journalistic award thing or something. But
yeah, Wonder Woman Foundation. I didn't know that was a thing.
I know, like no one mentions it in the story. I'm like,
yeah,
they're like, it's an Easter egg. They're like, we'll see if everyone catches on.
Yeah,
it actually makes me want to because this is Perez, right? So
yeah.
it makes me want to go look at his Wonder Woman again. And see
Yeah,
if-
me too.
If
Yeah.
it's brought up in there, and then this was just kind of a like a nod
Tie-in.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like look, it's it's appearing in other books too. Like it's a thing.
Right. It's a widespread foundation. I also noticed too, in every time I've seen her appear in these comic books, Alice White looks different every time.
Yes.
She's sitting next to Perry. Like, I didn't even recognize her. I was like, oh, that's Alice? Okay. All right. She's looking different again. Okay.
Yeah, that's another one. They can't decide like her shape, her hairstyle, none of it. Yeah, it's just
It's so funny.
and it's still the 80s, so of course Perry's still chomping on that cigar.
Oh, yeah. Always got one.
But no,
Always.
I mean we're covering a lot of ground here because again, it seems like Clark and Lois are coming back together after a while here.
Mhm. Sparks are flying again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then of course we get the whole Cat and Jimmy thing. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I flirt. That's who I am."
That's
Yeah,
the couple. That's who I'm shipping.
Yeah, but he has to bring up his mom like right away. Like
I know.
she tries to flirt with him, and he's like, "Oh, my mom." Oh,
I've had a lot of my
Jimmy.
life. Like, my mom's been away.
Jeez.
Well, at least it wasn't Lucy. He was like, "My mom." But then he gets an excuse to push her to the floor as Intergang comes in.
Yes. Yeah. How did we feel about the fight between Superman and Intergang?
It was cool. It was funny just because their looks.
Yeah.
And I love the whole get their gas in the room, so everyone or almost everyone passes out. But yeah, so I guess Clark uses that for cover to change because all of a sudden you just see Superman grab these guys.
Yeah.
Just pick the guys up by the arms, like
Throwing them around like rag dolls.
mm-hmm.
So funny.
But again, the meanwhile in Smallville, Matrix is kind of like mirroring everything Clark does, like dancing with Lois, attacking Intergang, which is when the cops show up. So he's attacking Matrix is attacking the cops.
And almost crushing that one police officer's throat as Superman is crushing the Intergang guy's weapon. Lana has to snap Matrix out of it by yelling Clark.
Yeah, because at this point, it's like Matrix is like, who's Matrix? And he won't stop until she's like, Clark.
Yeah.
And even Superman and Metropolis, like, wait a minute, I thought I heard Lana.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, the way that they did that whole sequence of events.
Yeah, because they're kind of seeing through each other's or hearing through each other. Because because Superman goes after the Intergang ship and then Matrix crashes out of the bar. It's like, I don't see a ship up there.
I'm only just now. I can't believe I only just now noticed this on the cover. I've had this issue for 30 some odd years. There's a Wonder Woman Foundation sign.
Yeah,
below Superman with her symbol on it, and I never noticed it and never put it together that it was her foundation, or I never really registered it.
That's what I'm wondering.
Wow.
I gotta, like Tyler said, I'm gonna look at some Wonder Woman. Maybe, it's supposed to brought up, but
yeah, I gotta go back and revisit that. It's been a while.
Unless they were just like, it's an Easter egg because it's like, oh, George is co-writing this issue.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally didn't even register that on the cover.
Yeah, because it's just like, you got George Perez and Roger Stern co-writing an issue. It's like, holy.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this is so good.
All right. So, anything else on this one?
No, I think we can move on to Old Action Comics.
Tyler, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to get to my favorite of the three. All right.
Ooh, nice.
Well, okay. So this comic, okay.
Yes.
This is one of the earliest comics I remember having. Because I told you guys before, like one birthday when I was young, my aunt and uncle just bought me a bunch of comic books. And like some of the covers, like I remember, there was Batman and Superman. And we're in that era where, like I said last time, like with the what was he? Not the priest, but what was he? The cleric.
The cleric, yeah.
Yeah, and like Superman
Yeah.
cover, like with bullets looking like they're shooting at him. That was
Right.
in there. There was the Batman with like where he's on his knees in front of like Robin's ghost pointing at him. Was in that box.
The mud
Oh,
pack.
yes.
Yeah,
The mud pack. Yeah.
that whole line, and so was Robin Batman year 3?
Yes. Yes.
Those were in there, but this Superman was, and I remember it as a kid just so well because it was so weird because I didn't understand anything in it. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, totally. I can see that. If you didn't know who this Matrix was, like you'd be like, "What's going on here? Why are there two Supermen fighting each other?" Yeah, exactly.
Why is one like this blackish purple?
Yeah.
Just I remember it being a little bit more purple, like just from my child memory, like and everything. And it could be just the old comic on grainy newspaper looked a little bit more.
Yeah.
But give us the plot, Phil.
But yeah, no, this one I remember. I mean, I had gotten the issues before this, but this one for some reason stands out to me. I remember going to the newsstand, picking this up, bringing it home, reading it multiple times over and over. I'm just like, just absorbing the story, the art.
Yeah, this has it all. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Action Comics 644. Again, of course, August 1989. Double Ganger. Writers Roger Stern and George Perez again. Penciler Roger Stern or George Perez. I'm saying Roger Stern, George Perez. Inker Brett Breeding, colors Glenn Whitmore, letterer Bill Oakley, and editors Mike Carlin and Jonathan Peterson. Superman heads back to Smallville to check on Matrix, only to end up in a fight with him. Lana, Jonathan, and Martha try to convince Matrix that he is someone else. Matrix finally realizes he is dangerous and, just like Superman, exiles himself from Earth to avoid putting anyone in jeopardy. Which, yeah, that end scene, I mean, even some of the text, I think, is like pretty much when he left Earth in 450. It was, just like, oh, we may never see him again. It's just like,
Well, at least for a couple of years.
Don't panic, kids. Keep an eye out for him in the sky.
Yeah. One of my personal favorites.
Yes. All right, but yeah, I mean this thing rocks right from page 1. Just that, like I think it's that full page splash.
It's so good,
and it's so interesting because it doesn't really feel like it is, but it isn't connected to where we just were.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's like the next day, like early the next day.
Yeah.
Because I remember like this, where like you see Superman, then it talks about, oh, there's Supergirl, and then I'm looking at this, and then there's Supergirl, and then there's like, what is this mud thing that he's bringing down? I'm like, as a kid, reading this, like, what is this?
Well, yeah, that was the way to try to explain it. Yeah, see, like again, kids like you who hadn't read previously, and it's just like, which again they kind of skip over too, which I don't even think they ever bring up again. Now that Byrne's gone, it's like, remember, like originally like Matrix was patterned on Lana. I don't think they ever bring that up again. It's just like, oh no, she looked human, but she wasn't.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I was hoping that they would do with Matrix's character that I didn't feel like they developed enough, even in later years. But
no, wait till we get to Peter David stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's an exception, of course. Yeah.
Oh, especially Funeral for a Friend. I mean, she's begging Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah.
Her and Lex. Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know. So Superman's flying into Smallville, sees the trashed bar. And, the cops are there, and what's this? Alvin Finch, the local building inspector. I love how he's like, and Superman wants to say who did it. They're like, we didn't know, it's too dark. But I love he says, one deputy said only Superman could have done it. But I heard on the radio that you were busy in Metropolis last night, and even you can't be in two places at once, right? It's like, yeah, right.
You'd be surprised, officer. You'd be surprised.
So So yeah, that's when Superman flies off, and yeah, it has the whole flashback to explain who Matrix is. And then yeah, he brought her back to Smallville, and then he said, yeah, it was funny that she was starting to regenerate while he was, in his dark state, leaving Earth and stuff. And then he's like, I don't know what was the bigger surprise, that she had taken the form of Clark Kent, or then the whole Eradicator thing. So then yeah, he sees Lana, and he comes down to the house, and she's just like, quiet. She's like, we finally got her like settled down.
Yeah. Don't get her going again.
Yeah, she's like, he really thinks he's you. Which, and again, I mean, why did he make this mistake? Clark goes up to the window. I'm like, the dude's got X-ray vision. Why don't you just look through, stand not in front of the window and just look through the wall?
Exactly. I know, right? Yeah. And he's got some range on that X-ray vision too. He could do it like from a safe distance. Yeah.
But no, I found this interesting. Yeah, well, Matrix thinking she's Clark is like, oh no, I'm back for good. I'm gonna stay with you, Mom, Pod, Lana.
I am Clark.
Metropolis can take care of itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Identity crisis.
Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, Superman's thinking, really does think he's me. It's not going to be easy. How do you convince your double that he's the phony? And Matrix starts mouthing his thoughts. He was like, Matrix is just like, no, someone threatening me. There, he's stolen my face.
Yeah.
Like, gives him a blast. Yeah.
That's when things escalate very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Superman gets buried in some rebel there. I love how he's like, nothing diminishes Matrix's powers, but he never manifested a kinetic eye blast before. Then again, he thinks he's me. That might have been an attempt to simulate heat vision.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's interesting where we left Matrix to at this point of thinking Matrix is is Clark.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like we I don't know, we went to a bigger jump, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, it felt like that should have been developed a little bit further, right? Before this.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of wrapped this up for now a little too quick. It's like before she was just confused. Now it's like it's full. Well, again, it's the Eradicator. It's
Yeah, I guess that would have accelerated this identity crisis thing, but
I mean that's the thing that linked their thoughts.
Yeah.
Again, she was confused as it is. Yeah, and then the Eradicator.
Yeah.
So yes, Clark picks himself up. Yeah, Matrix is gone with everyone else, and then he's like, "Where did he take him? Took them to the old quarry." Where remember last time we saw that was the Legion when the Legion of Superheroes showed up.
Oh right, yeah.
Remember who is this Superboy?
Yeah.
That whole mess.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've been back here.
Mm-hmm. And the three of them are just trying to get through the Matrix, be like, remember, you're someone else. And he's like, of course I am. I have no secrets from you three. And then, it does the whole change and whips up like a black and a dark gray costume. Yeah.
Which I love. I love that look. It's so cool.
You think, I mean, again, it's
awesome.
Really, it helps establish, who's the real one and who's the fake. But two, do you think that's maybe an homage to like black and white, like George Reeves Superman or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
But I do like that look with like the red eyes and stuff.
I do too. Yeah, it's really cool. Another great George Perez design.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like Superman but slightly creepy.
Yeah. Slightly sinister and off. Yeah.
So, but then Superman's following them because he says, "Oh, Matrix's vision must not extend beyond the visible spectrum. Otherwise, he'd realize he left a very distinct heat trail."
Mm-hmm.
So once again, Superman comes flying in, and Matrix finishes his thought for her.
Again.
Mm-hmm. So again, he's like, Superman's like, are you all okay? And Matrix is like, step away from them. Yeah, then we get this big fight.
Yeah, this is a great battle too. I love this fight.
I love that trucker 20 miles away. It's just like, what? Say it more than that. Felt like an earthquake. Sounded like thunder.
And then we got a random Meanwhile Back in Metropolis page.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, that reminded me. I had to add something to the schedule. I think it's for next month. Yes. A Starman issue. Yes.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. Starman.
No,
which was also being written by Roger Stern at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fantastic series too, by the way.
I believe that's I think they battle the Parasite. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great series.
Yeah, because we see Kitty Faulkner trying to call. Well, she calls Clark's phone, but she said she tries to get a hold of Lois Lane, Perry White, or Clark Kent. No answer, and it's for Starman.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I hope you find him eventually. He's like, I understand if he doesn't have time to get to Phoenix. He must be a busy man. As Matrix is like,
you can say that.
Building.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, he's a little preoccupied at the moment.
So, but I mean, just to see how powerful Matrix is. I mean, going toe to toe with Superman.
Yeah,
physically.
And the psionic blasts are no joke either. Yeah,
and she can go invisible.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then there's the whole man, this app's being stupid again. All right, but as they're throwing debris at each other, and then like that whole warehouse or whatever starts coming down, and Superman has to like fly in and like throw himself on top of Ma upon Lana.
Yeah, Lana gets struck by some falling debris.
Oh yeah, she gets pinned, and she's telling Mom, Pa, go, leave me, and they're like, no. And Ma's just yelling for Clark.
And there he is, and
that's another image that gets used a lot, is like him like draping over them and stuff. Yeah,
I love that. God, that's good.
And this is where like Matrix cracks.
Yeah,
because Superman's like, when Matrix is like, you phony, you're blamed to this. He's like, he's like, you're partially right. He's like, because I brought back the Eradicator, and linked our minds, and he's like, try to think back. You're an artificial life form created on another world that was destroyed by 3 criminals. Then Matrix starts freaking out and seeing Zod.
It starts like the arm blasts.
Yeah.
And
then Superman,
cool, right? Yeah,
because
really like that.
All of a sudden Matrix is like, oh, you're Zod. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm not Zod. He's like, even if I were, you can't bring back the dead this way. And he's like, you just proved you're not Superman. He's like, does Superman fire side bolts? Does Superman kill? He's like, no, not anymore. A Superman must not kill. I learned that the hard way, and so did Byrne.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was just coincidence that's what he ended on, or they were just like, okay, that's a step too far. You had Superman kill 3 people. Okay.
No, he probably was just like, you know what? I want to do something crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's
really I'm leaving after this issue. Okay, I'm going to do something crazy and leave some crap for the next writer. They have to figure this out. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck with this mess. Yeah.
You just pretend it didn't happen, or that's why I like the writers actually like dealt with like the trauma he went through.
That was important.
I would have written like Superman wakes up from a bad dream. First panel.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare the whole time.
He's like, whoa, what was that?
Brainiac put him into like a comatose state where it was all a dream.
Yep.
Eventually they do something like that. Oh God. When Adventures goes back to this is like 2006 or something, when Adventures goes back to being Superman. It might have been, I think it was issue 666. There was a weird thing where like Clark almost looks like he's in hell, but then he wakes up and because I think they mentioned something about him, about the killing of the 3 criminals. And I think he even goes to Lois. He's like, do you ever remember me killing anybody?
Oh.
So I don't know if it was just like, I don't know, Infinite Crisis or something wiped out that, wiped this out eventually, but it's just like, it takes like another 20 years, but they're like, hey, I don't know, did this happen? I don't think so. But again, you had so many crises between now and then. 0 Hour, Infinite Crisis. Then eventually we would get to Not So Final Crisis.
Yeah. This is the final crisis for real this time. Just kidding.
That's what I would really say. The for real final crisis.
For real. This
remember
time
they-
it's
yeah.
personal.
I remember them putting out Final Crisis. I'm like, really? Was it that Thor meme? Really? Was it really?
Yeah.
It's like
I
a
didn't
whole.
even finish that one. I was like, yeah, I'm out
It's
of
a whole
here.
paragraph. The for real final crisis. We swear. We promise. This is the last one.
This is it.
We know we called that other one Final Crisis, but it was Grant Morrison, and he was, yeah.
Dipping into the ayahuasca.
Yes. There's weaponized drugs. But yeah, basically, yeah. So Clark gets Matrix to basically calm down, and
The moment of realization.
yes, he's like, "I'm sorry, Matrix. I'll try to set things straight." And Matrix is like, "No, it's up to me. I know what I must learn what I truly am. I must not put another single life at risk." And then basically disappears, and it's like, "I cannot remain on Earth as long as this mental link causes problems." Goodbye, Superman. Do not fear. I will not disgrace you.
It's kind of a bummer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer that they couldn't find like somebody like, I don't know, Martian Manhunter or somebody to help Matrix and figure out a way to sever the link between Matrix and the Eradicator. It just seems like an easy way for them to wrap it up. Just have Matrix fly off into space and peace out.
I think it was like, hey, we're going to put this character on the shelf for a while, but it's still open ended. We can bring Matrix back at any time, which they do.
Yeah, which was also smart.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I still have reservations about this ending all these years later.
What
maybe because the Superman exile thing had just happened.
Yeah, and again too, I don't know if they wanted to do like it's like, oh hey, look, it's like Exile, but this time it's Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's not the best, but I love the rest of it. I love everything up to that last bit there. Yeah,
I agree.
But it's just again, it's Perez's art is just so powerful. Just like Matrix standing there in that twisted Superman costume, just like, and then just like saying goodbye to Smallville and just
and the fact that Matrix flies out in that costume doesn't change like back or take on a different form, just stays there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think if I don't think she shapeshifts a lot, but it's like I think it's painful for her to like shapeshift. It's not like Martian Manhunter where it's just like, okay, I'll shapeshift.
Yeah, because there's that one sequence where it looked like she was taking a dump.
Which Clark Kent for the
turning
first
into
time.
Clark. Yeah, so there's a lot of physical exertion on multiple levels that takes place during the metamorphosis.
And I was always like, I wonder if it's like harder to change out of his like Superman's form at this point because of that mental link from the Eradicator.
Maybe there's some like psionic backlash or something.
Something where it's just like, because outside I was like, I don't know, could you like kind of break that or weaken that link if she had just shapeshifted into another form?
Yeah.
So yes, kids, she'll be back eventually.
Yes, in a big way.
Yes,
definitely.
Oh yeah. At the beginning of that storyline, she still looks like Superman.
Yeah.
By the time she returns, kids, there will be triangles on the covers.
Yes. One of my favorite eras.
Hey man,
it's a good time.
That. Yeah, it's like you don't have to do any homework. It's like we will tell you exactly what order to read these.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So, any other thoughts, boys?
Nope.
No, I enjoyed all three of these. I thought these were a nice variety. They were all different.
Yeah, they were connected, but not like really hard connected. Like
it wasn't the same story.
Yeah, I could probably read the books separate and still be okay if I'm reading the line, but having enough of the connective tissue really helps.
Yes. All right. So, open the schedule here, but I think I know what's coming here because we're kind of because Justin will be back next episode.
Yes.
Because yes, another one of his favorites is showing up here.
That's right. In her debut appearance.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because next time when we come back next month, we're gonna do Superman 35, Adventures of Superman 458, where I think it was in this today's Adventures of Superman. Jimmy says he's feeling run down. Where we're gonna find out why.
None of that with Cat.
Oh my! Delicious. His mom won't let him.
Dang it, Mom! I want to go out on a date.
And like I said, I added Starman 14, so that'll be next episode. And then, yes, another one Justin's been waiting for. Action Comics 645, the first appearance of Maxima.
Yes.
Yes.
He's like, yes.
Yeah, yes. I've been waiting for this one.
That's what she said about Superman. All right. She lusts after Superman like you lust after Namor.
I identify with Maxima on
Yes.
multiple levels. Yeah.
And then, of course, the other episode next month will be Superman 36, Adventures of Superman 459, and Action Comics 646. All right. So send us your thoughts. Oh, man. Okay. I don't have any infographics, so listen closely. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get the brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes Lunatics merch. And again, Loaf demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link. So
make it rain.
Make it rain.
Don't worry about Skyhook. Worry about Loaf Hellfire.
That's true.
Rain random money. Yes, rain random money on us. We don't want to be dancing on that pole, when Skyhook or Intergang or whoever shows up.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
Or dressed for the prom. Who knows? And of course, the Patreon, where Lilfkin and I give you something different every month, exclusive only to the patrons. And again, if you're a patron, you can suggest topics for us to discuss, like Justin has done, like we did when Lilf and I discussed the career of Mr. John Byrne. And upcoming, we're going to rank the movies of the Alien franchise. So
love it.
Nice.
I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
And I think next year she's been talking about maybe this time we'll do the best superhero movie brackets. Worse. So.
Very cool.
And again, no Charlie Esser anymore, so I'm gonna need someone else to get topless.
We're looking at you, Justin.
Yeah, get that camera.
If I must, I must.
Get that camera fixed, son.
Yeah. For the paying members only.
Unless we can talk wrestle when they're doing it. All right, so fast. Find it all at find the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics and find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.ao/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.ao/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, and if you are if you haven't got enough Superman conversation, Tyler, tell them where they can get more Superman conversation.
You can find some more good old Superman conversation with me and Mr. James Cole over on the Krypton Report. You can find Krypton Report wherever you find podcasts and on all social media platforms.
And again, if you aren't familiar with Mr. James Cole, he is the force of nature that makes even Chuck Norris quake in his boots.
It's true. Chuck Norris goes to bed at night with James Cole pajamas.
Oh, they're going to say Chuck Norris checks under his bed for James Cole.
He tries, but James Cole's too busy out, fighting crime and meeting everyone's mom.
Being the magnetic North Pole, is that what you're saying? Yes. All right. Now for this Justin the Owl. Again, you can catch him here every so often on Electric Mullet. You can catch him at least once a month on We Are the Night.
the Batman podcast.
Yep, it's a good one.
Where we talk Azrael once a month. And again, just recently, the three of us and Lil talked Batman 89, did the live watch. And
It was super fun.
That was fun.
And of course, over on Capes and Lunatics, you can catch Justin and myself on Marvel Tales every week, talking something different from Marvel. Oh God, November is going to be all Namor because it's his birthday.
That's right, Namor-vember.
Even I haven't bought 4 damn comic books. Not that. You're like, JMD Mateus great. And I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah, that is a classic miniseries too. You'll be happy you got that one.
And again, and you can catch him, me and him on X-Men Classics at least once a month. That's going up next year. It'll be more frequent when we're talking anything X. And again, no more Intergang Universe on a monthly basis. You'll get some here and there, but in its place, catch me, Justin, and Russell talk once a month, talking, yes, everyone's favorite dictator, Dr. Victor Von Doom on One World Under Doom, the Dr. Doom.
One World Under Doom.
Our new Sorcerer Supreme.
That's right.
In the comics, kids. All right, so in whatever form he takes, that dictator, Sorcerer Supreme, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. You know.
All right, but that's not all this man does. So Justin, tell him where else you podcast.
You can also find me every month over on Gamma Charge.
It's my favorite plug.
Marvel podcast there is. Where we discuss the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And on Predator and Prey, the Yucha podcast, Russell and I are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and Sparky. And we discuss the brand new Marvel comics, as well as the classic Dark Horse comics focused around the Predator. And over on the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, I'll be wrapping up a 3-part spotlight on a DC title from 2002 called The Power Company.
Nice.
Yeah.
Double biscuits for me. One way to Biscuit Town.
There was a great Superman appearance too in that, because they introduced each individual member of the Power Company in these one-shots where they paired them up with a different superhero from DC at the time. And the leader of the Power Company, Josiah Power, his spotlight issue was with Superman. And that was Kurt Busiek writing that with Keith Giffen doing the artwork. It was fantastic.
Nice. Well, yeah, you do something like that. Yeah, you gotta have Superman introduce you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
good stuff.
Introduced.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just gonna be giving Tyler's eulogy as Superman.
I'll allow it.
One day, tell the kids, yeah, this is who I want to. You find whoever you can, dress as Superman.
Right.
Get James Cole to dress as Superman because you know he's infernal. He's infernal, yeah. He will outlast the heat death of the universe. Yes.
How about that Action 1000 issue?
Yes. He'll be the last living thing on Earth. Yes. All right. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and again, we did mention Ray's love of Batman. So Ray is a good sport. So yes, go to YouTube, check out Ray Plays Games on YouTube, where yes, you can catch him with his deck in his hand every time. So every episode,
always a good time over there.
Ray's always playing with his deck. So
sometimes with both hands.
One hand, 2 hands.
Impressive.
Man, why didn't you ask me? I would have been like, "Oh yeah, what are you naming the show now?" It's just say Ray plays with his deck. Yeah, Ray's big deck. He'd go for that in a second.
The Hard Master's deck.
Yes. All right, kids. But until next time, come back and join us for Truth, Justice, and the Mullet Way.
The Mullet Way.